Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets and drama. I know how much you all love the behind the scenes tea, so here are 5 unaired secrets from RuPaul's Drag Race. Today we're going to be talking about Michelle Visage accidentally leaking the cast of UK Season 2, DeJa Skye's unaired lip sync, and Aja's awkward walkthrough with RuPaul that was cut from the episode. All that and more coming up in today's video, so let's get started. Please note that because we're going to be talking about the outcome of certain episodes of Drag Race, there is a spoiler alert in place for this video. Michelle Visage accidentally leaked the UK Season 2 cast. Michelle Visage has been a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race since Season 3 of the US series, and she has also appeared on all of the UK and Down Under seasons. It's well known that Michelle has been good friends with RuPaul for many years, and is often considered to be just as integral to Drag Race as RuPaul is. So it's probably not surprising that Michelle would be aware of a lot of backstage information about Drag Race before anyone else knows it. Well, what you may not know is that Michelle once seemingly accidentally leaked some of the cast members for Drag Race UK Season 2. In an Instagram story from July of 2020, Michelle posted a photo of what appeared to be her Nando's lunch, and she tagged both Nando's US and UK. For those of you who don't know, Nando's is a fast food chain that specialises in peri-peri chicken, and the chain operates in 30 countries around the world and is very popular in the UK, which is presumably why Michelle posted about it. However, Drag Race UK Season 2 hadn't yet been announced at the time, which was in July 2020, because production was paused due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and the series wasn't officially announced until December of 2020, which was several months after this Instagram post. However, in Michelle's photo, you can see a piece of paper in the background that has photos of 6 queens on it. And fans knew that Drag Race UK Season 2 was filming at the time, so people realised that Michelle had accidentally leaked 6 of the cast members in this photo. Although I can't find a high resolution image of the original photo anywhere, this image was uploaded to Reddit and revealed that the 6 queens that were leaked on the piece of paper were Astina Mandela, Joe Black, Cherry Valentine, Tia Coffey, Tace, and Ellie Diamond. And it appears that Michelle deleted the post later and has not talked about it since. And some people in the comments on the Reddit post wondered whether this partial cast leak was actually accidental or whether it was done on purpose to create some buzz for the season. This has never been confirmed, but it's an interesting insight into how production works and the selection process for choosing the queens on the season. Before we continue, I just wanted to quickly mention that only 17% of you are actually subscribed to my channel, so if you do enjoy my videos, please subscribe to my channel. It's free, it only takes a second, and it really does help support me and my channel. Thank you so much, and let's get on with the video. Monét X Change reveals backstage tea about All Stars 7. Monét X Change originally competed on Season 10 in 2018 and then went on to win All Stars 4 in the same year, which ultimately led to her competing in the All Winners season, which was All Stars 7 in 2022. Monét did very well throughout the season and lip-synced against Jinx Monsoon in the final lip-sync for the crown, with Jinx ultimately winning. However, after All Stars 7 finished, several of the cast members, including Monét, implied as though there was a lot of unaired and backstage secrets from the season. And Monét even said that the cast was going to film a reunion without World of Wonder, but this didn't end up happening, presumably due to contractual reasons. However, Monét did end up allegedly spilling a lot of interesting backstage tea during a live video with her fellow podcast host, Bob the Drag Queen. In the live, Monét said that she thinks that she beat Jinx in the lip sync, and Bob agreed. And Monét even said that during the lip sync, which was to the song Swish Swish by Katy Perry featuring Nicki Minaj, apparently during the Nicki verse, Jinx actually stopped lip syncing and watched Monét. But this was cut out of the final edit. Monét also said that during the lip sync, as a gag, she pulled out 3 lipsticks with the names of Shea Coulee, Trinity the Tuck, and Jinx Monsoon on them. But this was also cut from the edit. And it's been implied as though these parts were cut out of the lip sync to make Jinx's performance look better and ultimately justify her winning the lip sync and the season. Monét also admitted that she knew that Jinx and Raja had won their respective titles 2 weeks before the show aired, but she didn't know how it was going to be edited. DeJa Skye's unaired lip sync. DeJa Skye competed on season 14 of Drag Race US and ultimately placed 6th/7th. You may remember that the Snatch game on season 14 did not go down very well, and DeJa was the only person who was safe that episode. And all of the other contestants had to compete against each other in a Lollapalooza lip sync smackdown in the next episode to decide who was eliminated. There has been a rumour going around since season 14 that DeJa Skye did a solo lip sync that episode to Levitating by Dua Lipa during the Snatch Game episode, but the lip sync was not aired. The rumour has never been officially confirmed, but DeJa seemingly acknowledged it when she posted a video on her TikTok with her listening to Levitating by Dua Lipa, and the caption to the video says, "When that song comes on," and DeJa is looking around awkwardly and then pretends to cry in the video. And fellow season 14 contestant Jasmine Kennedy once seemingly alluded to the lip sync during an interview with Entertainment Weekly. Earlier in the interview, Bosco had said that after they finished filming the Snatch Game, Bosco turned to all of the queens and said that they all needed to learn the lip sync song for that week. And Jasmine then said, quote, "And then DeJa did it, oh wait." However, it seemed like Jasmine wasn't meant to mention it and slipped up and then quickly moved on, and the others also moved on and started talking about something else. And there are a few different theories as to why DeJa's apparent lip sync was cut out of the final edit. One of the theories is that Dua Lipa was involved in a lawsuit for her song Levitating, where she was accused of stealing the melody of a different song. So, Drag Race may have decided to not include the lip sync song in the episode in case of any legal issues. And the other theory is that DeJa didn't know the words to the song, so they decided not to use the footage. However, I couldn't find any concrete evidence to support either of these theories. The lost season 11 Meet the Queens. As we all know, when a new season of Drag Race gets officially announced, there is usually a Meet the Queens video where each of the queens introduces themselves and talks about their style of drag. And these Meet the Queens videos have become a staple of Drag Race over the years. However, what you may not know is that the Meet the Queens for season 11 was removed from the official Drag Race YouTube and has not been mentioned by Drag Race ever since. Although the video was removed from the Drag Race YouTube channel, several other channels have since released it, which is how I was able to find clips of it. The Meet the Queens for season 11 was a live video which was hosted by Adam Rippon, who is an Olympic figure skater and also season 10 winner Aquaria. There has never been an official reason as to why this Meet the Queens video was removed. However, in the comments to the video, it appears as though many people found it to be, quote, cringe, and people also criticised Adam's hosting skills as well as the setup of the video. Because the video was live rather than edited, there were quite a few awkward pauses, and there also seemed to be some production issues, especially at the beginning when Adam and Aquaria weren't prompted on time. In the 2-hour-long video, Adam interviews each queen and asks them about their drag, and at one point he gets Vanessa Vanjie Matteo's name wrong, and he appeared to generally be a little bit unsure of what to say. The queens also had to do some random challenges with Aquaria, such as sitting on objects and guessing what they are, as well as creating a drag version of a pancake. And in general, the whole video just felt a little bit awkward, and this is apparently why Drag Race decided to remove this video and not mention it again. Aja's unaired awkward walkthrough with RuPaul. Aja competed on season 9 of Drag Race US in 2017, and then went on to compete in All Stars 3 in 2018. After All Stars 3 aired, many fans felt that Aja was treated unfairly in the competition and was, quote, robbed, and it appears as though Aja may have felt the same way. In May of 2020, Aja appeared in a podcast episode with Trinity the Tuck and spilled a lot of backstage tea about her time on All Stars 3. In the episode, Trinity asked Aja how she felt about her time on All Stars 3. Aja said that she felt, quote, snubbed by production, and said that in her opinion, production didn't expect her to do as well as she did in the competition and therefore didn't know what to do with her after that. Aja also criticised being given Amy Winehouse for the Divas Live Lip Sync Challenge because Amy is white and Aja is not. And Aja said that the only quirks about Amy are her substance abuse, but Aja didn't want to make fun of that. And Aja also made the point that she was the only queen who was assigned a character who is dead. Aja also said that for the Bachelor Challenge, her character was criticised for not being needy enough, even though that was how the character was described. But Aja said that she did say things like, quote, I need you, a lot during the performance, but it was all cut out in the final edit. And Aja said that it was, quote, convenient that that week's episode there was a bottom 3 rather than in the previous episodes which had only had a bottom 2. Aja also said that she was, quote, really upset that a lot of her jokes from Snatch Game weren't aired, and after the episode aired, she reached out to World of Wonder, and apparently World of Wonder said that they had cut a lot of the footage from Snatch Game down to make room for the drama between Trixie and Shangela that had happened earlier in the episode. Aja then said that during her walkthrough with RuPaul for the episode 5 Studio 54 / Soup Can Challenge, it was cut out because it was, quote, awkward. Aja explained that she went to art school and she's a really big fan of the 1950s and 60s, so she's very familiar with Andy Warhol and his work. Apparently, during the walkthrough, RuPaul asked Aja what she knew about Andy Warhol, and Aja mentioned that he was not very good to women, he was sometimes abusive and was a drug user and partier, and that had reflected in a lot of his art. And apparently RuPaul said that Aja didn't know what she was talking about, and it was really awkward, which is apparently why Aja's walkthrough was not shown in the episode. And Trinity explained that because the episode was dedicated to Andy Warhol, they probably didn't want anything negative said about him. Aja said that she was, quote, really awkward and uncomfortable because RuPaul asked Aja how young she was during the walkthrough, and then RuPaul said that her sweater was older than Aja. And according to Aja, later in the episode, during the judges' critiques, RuPaul made a comment to Aja and said, quote, you young queens think you know everything, but you don't know nothing. And Aja said that from that moment on, she had a very, quote, awkward way of looking at RuPaul. And Aja said that she knew that she was going home that episode, but decided not to say anything because she didn't want to come across as ungrateful. And finally, Trinity brought up the moment in All Stars 3 where BB Sahara Benet wouldn't reveal whose lipstick she had chosen for the elimination. And Aja said that BB had chosen Trixie's lipstick. And when Trinity asked how Aja knew that, Aja said, quote, I have my sources. And Aja said that BB probably didn't want to look bad because Trixie was still in the room and she didn't want it to be weird, which is why she refused to show her lipstick. And Trinity added that in All Stars 4, production told the queens that they had to reveal whose lipstick they chose and they weren't allowed to not show it. So there you go, there were 5 unaired secrets from RuPaul's Drag Race. If you'd like early access to my videos, such as this one, before anyone else gets to see them, sign up for my Patreon and you'll get a range of exclusive benefits such as early access to my videos, shoutouts in my videos, and messaging with me directly. Sign up today using the link in the description. And I'd like to say thank you to my current members, Charlie, David, PC Smush, Ronnie, Becky, Emma, Craig, and Kristen. You are all absolute legends and I really appreciate all of your amazing support. So, did you know about any of these secrets before? And which one was the most surprising to you? Let me know in the comments. Please make sure you like, comment and share this video as it really helps support my channel. And of course, please make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date about new uploads. Thanks for watching and I hope you'll join me again in future videos. Thank you, bye!